Hello, Madridistas, and thanks for following us on today's exciting episode of Madrid, My DNA. At the top of today's agenda, patrolling the media recently, Kylian Mbappe's explosive interview sparks outrage from Paris Saint-Germain fans and teammates. But before we move deep into today's agenda, please do also like and subscribe. Follow this page so you do not miss on our next videos. Kylian Mbappe launched a tough attack on Paris Saint-Germain in an interview with France Football and outraged the president and teammates who see the star's words as an insult to the club. According to RMC Sport, Nasser Al-Khelaifi was outraged by the statement, which he considered a lack of respect for the club, team and the fans, and said, if this is what he thinks, why doesn't he leave immediately? In the explosive interview held on the 12th of June but only published yesterday, the French star did not have half measures. Assuming himself as the squad's top figure, he classified the club as divisive and harmful to his chances of winning the Golden Ball and passed all responsibilities for the successive failures in the Champions League to the management. Unsurprisingly, the already tense relationship with the Parisian took on new proportions. If the friction with Al-Khelaifi was already public, as evidenced by the exchange of letters between player and club in the last month, this time also some teammates reached the end of the line with Mbappe, according to RMC Sport. 6 players, including 2 of the reinforcement, forwarded the interview to the management with the message, "This is an insult to the club." Meanwhile, Kylian Mbappe is in Cameroon on a solidarity trip where he has avoided questions about a future increasingly distant from Paris. Officially, the situation remains unchanged for Paris Saint-Germain. Either the striker agrees to renew until 2025 or he is sold this summer with Real Madrid on the Paul. Presented last week, coach Luis Enrique gave marching instructions to 12 players with the endorsement of Luis Campos, advisor for football. 8 of them had already been to other places in the last seasons, but on loan. There are Draxler, unsuccessful passing through Benfica, Navas, Kurzawa, Wijnaldum, Leonardo Paredes, Icardi, Abdul Diallo, and Colin Dagba. As for those who joined the squad last season, Bernat, he represented the club since 2018, will leave, as well as youngster Pempele, Bishabu, and Etike, only 1 year with Reims. Kylian Mbappe launched a tough attack on Paris Saint-Germain in an interview with France Football and outraged the president and teammates who see the star's word as an insult to the club, according to RMC Sports. Moving on today's agenda, 100 million euros rated Real Madrid midfielder Federico Valverde considered untouchable despite links from Chelsea and Liverpool. Earlier this week, reports broke that Real Madrid considered selling a major midfielder star to finance Kylian Mbappe's impending arrival, with the manager having one too many resources in the middle of the park. It was the obvious department to look for surplus players. It was clearly not easy to choose an underperforming candidate from Real Madrid's mix of players, for they are all stars in their own right. In the end, however, it was reported that Federico Valverde or Aurelien Tchouameni might be considered the scapegoat, which as of now does not look like Real Madrid really plan on letting go of any of the two. 90 minutes bring an update on the situation of the latter and the Merengues' stance on these situations. The report states that Los Blancos see Valverde, whose market value stands at 100 million euros, to be an irreplaceable member of the squad, with Carlo Ancelotti completely trusting in his abilities. After all, the Uruguayan has enjoyed 2 brilliant seasons under the Italian. His contract with the club until 2027 and a €1 billion release clause safely nestles his future in Madrid. After all, the player does not wish to move out of the Spanish capital for both sporting and personal reasons. Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester City are just some of the numerous clubs that have tried to make a move for the versatile midfielder. However, the response they received was a resounding no from the club, just as in the case of Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain attempt to lure the player away. The 24-year-old sees himself as the future captain of Real Madrid and wishes to stay put at the Santiago Bernabeu for long as he can. He will indeed face more competitions after the arrival of Jude Bellingham and Arda Güler. Both Ancelotti already appear to have found a working solution. Come August, Valverde could feature more as a right winger as opposed to his traditional role in midfield. It is a formula the manager extensively employed last season, and one that would help Los Blancos combat their deficiency for forwards. So that will be all for today's exciting episode. Thank you for staying with us right up to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the notification button so you do not miss on our next videos. See you next time, and Hala Madrid to us all.